El elden, yürek yürekten üstündür. Benim elim sende, senin yüreğin kimde? Canını mı acıtıyor yoluma ektiğin dikenler? Güller serpmiştim oysa ben, sen gelirsin diye. Elden
Shove your fingers in my stinker and clap my country ass. Put your fist right in my sphincter and watch just how I throw it back. Finger blast my little booty, don't you mind my little tootie. Cram it deep and make it juicy, get a taste of where I poopy. Spank my cheeks and call me mister, stretch me out like a game of Twister. Milk me like a country cow, grab these hips and plow me now. Spread my buns and add some butter, push it in and watch me stutter. I want it all, yeah, every drop, don't you dare think to stop. Bounce me like a big old tractor, speed it up and make it faster. Make me squeal, make me shout, flip me over, wear me out. Make it slide. Talking loud in the nighttime air, voices clash, we get down and care. Opinions flare like they matter and so, but who's right we'll never know. Microphones like weapons drawn, swagger in the twilight dawn. Each word iron, each thought steel, to be heard is the final deal. Howling offense in the midnight haze, everybody's offended, each one sways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. Truths clash like broken dreams, voice to voice, let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Bow hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd, anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord side, witness as their worlds collide. Howling up as in the midnight haze, everybody's offended, each one's ways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. Truths clash like broken dreams, raise your voice, let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Battle hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd, anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord's tide, witness as their worlds collide. Howling offense in the midnight haze, everybody's offended, each one's ways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. We say, we say, we say, we say. We say.
Yes, my mother twitted my fucking it. You stop it. You stop it. I finally got that stupid song out of my head, and you just put it back in there, you son of a bee. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler, and it is Monday. Hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend and day so far. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button down below, and thank you for clicking on the button to come sit with us and listen to the craziness going on in the world today.
Oh no, I just broke all my stuff. I broke the stuff that makes the things go pop. Stuff that makes your booty go pop.
Speaking of booties, do you see this? In the corner of my screen here?
Damn, looking juicy.
I just noticed that. It's our dog's butt.
So speaking of asses, I guess we'll be talking about
Oh, nice.
Carney that was at some conference about how globalism is good and all this crap, had said that that they will resume talks with Trump and the Trump administration when it's appropriate. You know, it's not like Canada isn't on the midst of a recession, and in fact, we're going to be we're headed towards a recession. Actually,
What does that even mean when it's
What?
appropriate?
We'll get into it, but we'll also be talking about. So X has rolled out location based what should we call it, verification, I think is the most accurate way of saying. So it's now showing accounts from their geographical location, and a lot of accounts that are suddenly, that were like, super patriotic, like American patriotic or Canadian patriotic, or you're seeing the veil be lifted. So yeah, of course we will talk about that and much more. Maybe not, I don't know, it's been a long day, but we will talk about such things. And but before we
How can we dance when our heart is turning?
they don't produce anything, they don't do anything.
How do we sleep when our beds are burning? How can we dance when our earth is turning?
All right, so yeah, I guess we can get right into this. So I guess X has a linked X handles for which they are created, and the account's location is tied to the geographical location where the associated X user account is based, as determined by the platform system. A new feature on X announced in October by head product Nikita Baer now displays the country or a region where an account is based in the About This Account section, with a disclaimer noting that the location can be influenced by recent travel or temporary relocation. This update has already exposed several political and pro-American accounts such as MAGA Nation and America First as being based in Eastern Europe and Bangladesh rather than the United States. Of course, the location can be blocked or can be manipulated by VPNs. The feature is part of a broader initiative to enhance the integrity of the global platform by promoting transparency about the origins of content. While the feature may help identify foreign accounts masquerading as domestic ones, experts caution that it may not fully prevent misinformation. Shut up! Nobody cares about your misinformation. But there's one account in particular that is getting called out.
Oh.
Oh
My. Oh.
Check that out. So for anyone just listening right now and not looking, we have the Liberal Party, the official government party of Canada, the Liberal Party of Canada. The account is based in the United States. It is based in the United States. Interesting, isn't it?
It is.
We
I
also
mean,
have so things like this. Look at CBC. The account is based in the United States. From Alex Zoltan, he was sharing this. CTV News, based in the United States. Global News, based in the United States. Globe and Mail, based in the United States. Isn't that interesting? How about
where are you
this
based?
one? How about this one? America First. Thumbs up if you're a Trumper who loves God. I ended up blocking this account, and I think everyone
Okay.
should start blocking these accounts. See if it shows. Oh, it doesn't show the name of the account while it's locked or while it's blocked, but it says that America First, conservative, Trump supporter, blah blah blah, based in in the United States. So a lot of these accounts
It says
are
based in the United States. I don't understand.
yeah. So they
Okay.
like on like on our profile, like at the top of our our profile page, our
Oh, where
what
does it say
about
we
page.
are?
Well, we're in Canada, but you have to go to
Oh,
the
it does show Canada. Okay.
yeah, well, whatever. I won't, but we
I
say that we're
wonder.
in Canada. We don't hide that we're Canadian, that we talk about Canada and US politics. It's the ones that sit there, as I said, from Bangladesh and say that I'm Trump America first. It's like, okay, or accounts that are like based in the Congo. Like here, check about Native American history, made in the USA. Follow us if you love Native American. This okay, and this is pinned. Central Florida, grew up in Illinois. I'm part Cherokee. Don't forget we have a small online store, blah 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 blah. Uh-huh. They're based in Saudi Arabia.
Busted. See, the thing is, like, what I was wondering is, like, on our thing, it shows that we're in Canada. I wonder if it's real time, or like when the account was created, that it shows where it was made. Um, so like what I'm thinking of is like people with VPNs, right? So if I were to change our VPN right now, which I won't because it'll pause everything going live, but after the show, I'm going to try it. If I change our VPN to something in the United States, is it going to show up as we're now in the States on our profile? Do you know what I
It's
mean?
where the account was made.
But see, that's what I'm wondering. I'm going to assume that's the case. Because if it is something where it can literally be changed and you can go look back and it's constantly something different, well, that's going to cause a bit of an effery. Because the thing is that anybody who had these accounts that are getting called out can quickly change their VPN to the United States. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And that is where okay, there's going to be a little bit of there might be a little bit of crossfire. But I think what this is going to do is a lot more important than that. It's calling out these fake PSYOP accounts. That's what this is calling out. So I have this Ethan Fiskberger. I wonder what nationality he is. Maybe a little you know, maybe he likes to wear a small little hat, but even still. So, accounts like Suppressed News, located North Africa, the Renaissance in India, Conscious Philosopher in Serbia, Clash Report in Turkey, Jeff Epstein, exposing Jeffrey Epstein, based in Norway, Israel exposed in Saudi Arabia, Gaza notifications based in Turkey, Nick Fuentes updates, look, based in the United States. But he said that they're using VPNs.
See,
So
that's what I'm wondering. We got to try this out
so
after the show. I'm going to change it and then we'll see if the location changes.
so
Well,
the general who's if I remember, that account has been okay,
it
Reese,
would,
you need to
it would,
chill.
It wouldn't be a show without the dog whining in the background.
News. Ivanka Trump, Nigeria. Modern history. Azerbaijan. Does that place even exist? Torah Judaism. They say they're based out of New York, but they're in the Philippines. Naila Ayed posts, does Zionism control the world early today on her 95? Okay. She says that she is based in the United States. She's actually in the Netherlands. So we are seeing tons. Boobies?
You wish.
See, okay, this is a perfect example. So you would see this account. We help our visitors reach their health, fitness, and appearance goals through information, motivation. Female bodybuilders, blah blah blah. Trump lover, MAGA. Located in in New York, USA. They're actually in Morocco.
I'm noticing a trend of a lot of them being in either Africa or India.
Yep. Yeah, so he's done quite a bit to expose and just kind of document a lot of this. So, you know, I think with this rolling out, I love it. We get to see in real time the amount of gaslighting, the amount of PSYOP that's taking on. People can now just get a you know, I think information is valuable. And if you see accounts that seem a little odd, a little fishy, you know, and these are accounts that are specifically designed to try and try and push like some type of political messaging, some type of, you know, fomenting some type of thing. And this is a big concern, especially when you open up your platform, and I don't mean X, but like your country, to a platform that that could be subverted. We've seen, you know, supposed grassroots movements are totally astroturfed. We've seen that a lot. We've seen seemingly random accounts suddenly gain a lot of traction really fast, and it definitely calls into question their validity. It calls into question their authenticity and whether or not it's actually true. Like the account is the actual person. And this is why any account that you see, if they're not like forward facing, you do have to take their political or any of their views with a pinch of salt. Because I think anyone, and I think Will Chamberlain makes this pretty clear. Like, if you're not willing to put either like your name or your face out there, then your opinion's irrelevant. Literally,
Okay,
your opinion's irrelevant.
how would certain things like, say, America First, or I don't know, let's just pretend Trump. I don't know. People have TDS. Carney. Okay. Why would how would somebody with these names and stuff get verified if they're not?
For it. We just almost everyone that has a blue check mark, unless you're like legacy government, or there's certain exceptions if you're part of a media organization. Your blue check mark, like I said, unless it's legacy, you're everyone you see someone has paid for. And that's to try and, like, you know, you can be on X, and I know for a while we were on X with no check mark, just because it was like literally we were, you know, all our posts were just like cratering. We weren't getting any traction at all. So it was like, yo, what am I paying for? Like, if our posts are just getting throttled into fucking no man's land, okay, what's the point?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of accounts, you know, if you spend your $12 a month or whatever it is now, okay, now at least you kind of get some reach, you get some traction. You're not like buried in the doldrums. But there are quite a few accounts that aren't verified, and you have to wonder. Like, I see accounts that have like 100 followers, they don't really post anything, but the CBC follows them. That's really weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They're only following very certain accounts. And how would the CBC ever follow an account with 100 people that's unverified? Or, very, very small. And it's just some anon account. It's not like you know, it's not Tyler and Kim's blah blah blah. It's not like this is an
OnlyFans.
unknown person. Yeah, it's not like they're following our OnlyFans. So it just, when you see that stuff, it starts to is what's going on here authentic? And it's very easy online to actually foment this type of thing, especially if you have anonymous backers. We've seen like there's those videos that guys like literally have like 20 smartphones on a wall, and they're all on X, and they're all just posting each other to artificially inflate themselves so that they get through the sound barrier, so to speak, and actually gain traction.
That's crazy.
There
Oh my
was
God, that's insane.
oh, hold on, I'm blanking on it. Come on, remember. Fuck.
Remember, Winnie, remember.
The
Name that
5th of
movie.
November. Right. No, here we go. So there was an article just after Elon had purchased X, Twitter at the time, where they were finding obscure, I mean, accounts with like 3 followers, and they just started their account, and they were saying like, the N word, and we love, little mustache man, and all of this stuff. And then ads were being shown next to it, and they were going to advertisers and saying, look, your ads are being posted next to this account. Is that what you want? So it seems it's that, like, that was where I went, okay, there's obviously astroturfing going on. This shit ain't real. No one's buying, like, that's the thing. No one's buying it, but advertisers that don't know, don't look, don't care, they just see, small mustache man comment and your ad there, they go, okay, pull it. We don't even want to be associated with this. Not knowing that actually the news publication had someone create that sock puppet account, to which they then found, or they were intentionally splicing images together. They were taking ads, splicing them with these comments being made.
Well, there was like that one shooter that they found this weird social media thing.
Yeah, that Russian thing. And,
yeah. Like, right.
But apparently we still know nothing about the trans shooter. We still know nothing about the shooter out of Nova Scotia. We don't find those, but it's okay. People, in Kim, you included, you're people. Isn't it weird? Barely. But isn't it funny that all of this stuff seems to flow in one direction? It's never like anytime someone, oh, well, we made this an error. You notice it's always one way. It's never the other way. Isn't it funny how that happens?
I know. It's like one side has a lot of people who make a lot of errors, and they're just really
oopsies.
Dunce.
Someone made a poopsie. Like how Donald Trump is now seeing the BBC because they literally spliced a speech and made it say something he didn't even say, like, at all.
So essentially, they just might as well have AI'd it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull it up. Sues the BBC. Let's see if I could find the quote that they had used. Isn't it? So yeah, this was like a couple weeks ago, but isn't it funny? The BBC is reporting on its own lawsuit.
Oh my God, that is kind of funny, actually.
Imagine BBC reporting its own lawsuit. Yeah,
That's
U.S.
funny.
President Donald Trump had threatened to sue the CBC for damages up to $1 billion, claiming the organization. It's like The organization Us made false, defamatory, and disparaging inflammatory statements about him in a documentary. In a letter to the BBC, Us, Trump's legal team demanded three things: to issue a full and fair retraction of the program, an apology, and the BBC, Us, appropriately compensating Donald Trump for the harm caused. See if they have. It's just, what clown world are we in here? The news article publication, a publicly owned broadcasting channel corporation, is reporting on its own lawsuit and then saying, hey, Trump, these are the hurdles you'll have to actually hit if you want to actually sue us.
Yeah, it's just really weird. I don't know. I think in that way, I mean, I guess it's their way in being like their voice, their side. I don't even know, but
like,
you're literally giving. Okay, if these are going to be your hurdles, it's like, thanks for the tip.
Like, look at the. Remember, this is from the BBC. In the 2021 address, Trump said, we're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. Okay? That's what they're saying he initially said. However, in the panorama edit, he was shown saying, we're going to walk down to the Capitol and I'll be there with you, and we fight like hell. The two sections of the speech that were edited together were more than 50 minutes apart.
No, oh my God.
They're reporting on their own misinformation and
deceitful
editing. Like, what world are we in here? Like,
I mean, I guess they're taking accountability in some sort of way. Maybe
it's like,
I don't know.
Yeah, we totally selectively edited and made you say something you never actually said. Oopsie, not even oopsie, but like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the world we live in.
It's just so like nonchalant about it. It's like, yeah, we did it, and he's suing us for it. Like, rude.
No, there's no way they're using Times v. Sullivan. No.
I don't know what that means.
So the New York Times versus Sullivan established that public figures suing for defamation must prove actual malice, meaning the statement was made with knowledge of its falsity or with reckless disregard of whether it was true or false. Yeah, I think when you splice 50-minute apart speech where you make him sound like he's saying, we're going to go down there, we're going to fight, we're going to attack, like that.
Well, yeah, that makes it sound like he's inciting an insurrection, which is exactly what everybody accused him for doing. All the people who didn't see the actual speech.
Well, and it says that U.S. Constitution's First Amendment gives significant protection to freedom of speech and freedom of the press. You know what?
Freedom of the press from, sorry, making shit up.
You're in a different country, asshole.
Right?
You're literally on a different continent, asshole. You're way. Hold on, my direct. You're way over there. You're way over there. I literally can't see you. I can't see you in a plane.
But the United States has free speech, and we're talking about the United States, so it counts, right?
Isn't it funny that these oh, you fucking monsters, you monster. Oh, these people are monsters. The BBC, the UK is actual monsters. You want to know why? Here's why. They have done everything in their power to imprison people for hate speech, for hurting someone's fees. That's what they've done. And then they want to go, yeah, but what about free speech? It's like, I'm not about to defend someone's free speech when they had no problem trying to throw me in the clink because of mine. I will fight and I will back people who significantly, who actually believed and were willing to fight for free speech. Not, look, Keir Starmer just threw 3,000 people in prison because they said naughty words. and then go, but my free speech. No, you gave that up when you said, yeah, that person should be in jail. When you were the mouthpiece of the government and you said, we like this. Okay? You asked for this. You absolutely asked for this. The actual malice here is the knowing dissemination of something that was purported to be verbatim, but which is not, said Mr. Newborn, the newborn. Shut up, stop hiccuping. The former national leaguer director of the American Civil Liberties Union. Yeah, you guys are based in the UK. You are not American. Whether a jury would actually award Trump significant damage for such a mistake. A mistake. Isn't
That's
it
not
fun?
a mistake. That was intentional. That is
It-
literally. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's like us doing this in a live conversation, say, did he say that? And then maybe double checking and say, okay, no, correction, this is actually what was said, I'm wrong. That's very different than if we created a movie, a intentional piece of media, and then we got it. We intentionally tried to make someone say something they didn't actually say.
Yeah,
That's
that
very
was
different.
intent. They were trying to. They did it out of malice in trying to give him a bad name, have people, hate him, attack him, whatever it may be. There's no way that you would splice together something like that, air it out for the world to see, that you're not doing intentionally to hurt somebody.
I haven't seen this movie, but I have, just because with the selective editing that they decided to use, I would not be surprised if they had, obviously every documentary has a narrative to push. But I think when we're seeing this type of stuff, and then they made a mistake. Oopsie, I made a poopsie. No,
Not a
you
mistake.
didn't. No, there is a certain standard when you publish something, edit something, and release it. Obviously, you have a message to push. And what really broke my brain with this, there was, I can't remember what the movies were called. There was Frack Nation,
Oh, I think that's the one I seen.
and then what was the other one? Frack Nation documentary. There was Frack Nation, and then there was a response. Frack. How the hell do you spell frack?
FRAK.
I found it.
How is it spelled?
Yeah. FRACK Nation.
Oh.
The film follows journalist McClear as he travels across the United States and Europe to investigate the science behind hydraulic fracking, commonly known as fracking, and to examine the claims made by environmentalists about its environmental and health impacts. The documentary was inspired by a confrontation McClear had with Fox at a press conference in Chicago. But then there was a movie that came out and challenged this. Was it Gasland? I want to say it was Gasland. Gasland. Nope. The film's narrative begins when Fox receives a letter in May 2008. This is from a gas company offering nearly 100,000 to lease. Okay, well, maybe it's Gasland Frack Nation. I don't know. The AI is bleeding them both together, but you've clearly seen one was talking about, like, in Pennsylvania, look, our water gets lit on fire and all this stuff. But then you found, like, this was there was just a lot of weird selective editing that was trying to push like an environmentalist, anti-gas, anti-fracking, narrative rather than here's the information, do with it what you will. Here's what actually happened, not not trying to push a narrative. And seeing those two back to back really, really put it into perspective and really like kind of warped how I look at documentaries. Because it wasn't a documentary anymore, it was propaganda.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where, to tie back into everything that we were saying, this is why seeing people, especially forward-facing people or accounts that are don't seem authentic or that are inauthentic, calls into question their validity. And I've gone on a fantastic banning spree because I don't want to listen to people who are trying to push a narrative within the West. We have our own issues right now. We don't need it exacerbated by a bunch of people working in an East Indian call center or sitting there in Bangladesh, trying to foment some type of manufacturing consensus.
Yeah.
Not interested in it. I don't want it at all. And I think that actually damages our interests. If this isn't like foreign influence, if there's like you think like Russia, China, all these other countries aren't doing this stuff to try and undermine Canada? Like, come on, I got a bridge to sell you. And I got a bridge to sell you. That's like, is that? I don't even know if that was like a New Jersey. Hey, I got a bridge. I don't know.
Close enough.
I don't. Sure. Sure. All right.
So I'm going to take this moment to remind everyone this is a live show every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central, and Saturday at 1. And do us a favor, feed the plant.
Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.
All night long.
Numbers are super low tonight. Wonder why. Some of our regulars ain't here.
Normally a bunch, right? And a bunch of them normally don't start coming on till another half an hour or 20 minutes.
I know. I miss talking about hot air balloons.
I know. Where are these people?
I feel so naked and afraid. No, it's all right.
It's so loud. Weird timing for that. As it's one of the viewers, I'm watching you now.
Mute that right now. Normally have it muted. All right, so we can shift gears into this. Da 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 da. So this is from CJME. So this is talks with Trump will resume when appropriate, Mark Carney says. In Johannesburg, Prime Minister Mark Carney says he's not in a hurry to resume trade talks with the United States President Donald Trump, but will speak to him again when it matters. Carney says he doesn't have a burning issue to speak with the president about right now and will speak again with the president when it's appropriate. The prime minister made the remarks sparking with reporters at a news conference in Johannesburg, South Africa, where he's attending a G20 summit. Boy, we're quickly falling out of that one too. Trump has scuttled talks last month over his punishing tariffs on steel, aluminum, and autos when the Ontario provincial government ran an anti-tariff ad campaign. Good job, Cheesecake Ford. Fantastic idiot.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Carney says Trump is busy, but he looks forward to speak to the president soon, likely sometime in the next week or two, or next 2 weeks, and will be ready for when America wishes to return to the table on trade. Canada, in the meantime, is preparing separately to enter talks to renew the Canada-United States CUSMA agreement, the country's most important free trade pact. The tariffs imposed on Canada by Trump have clearly caused economic pain for Canada, but a U.S. senator from Maine says he's more worried about how Canadians are reacting on a personal level. Like any neighbors, there's always going to be issues back and forth, and we've been fighting about softwood lumber for as long as I could remember, Angus King told an international security conference in Halifax on Saturday. But the deeper problem is the cultural break, the idea that Canadians don't think of Americans as their friends and neighbors, but as adversaries. Yep. The whatever, blah 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 blah. Being was it here? Yeah, being from a state where we have people going across the border to get a haircut, it's a sad day. And if there was some point to it, that would be one thing. But there's no benefit to the United States imposing these ridiculous tariffs. As much as I, maybe this is like Munchausen syndrome. I think this is a bit of a self-inflicted gunshot wound that Canada decided to instill in itself. Now, whether or not actually Canada is, we see the faltering in the United States. We see things are getting harder and tougher for Americans. We see more and more instability in the United States, which obviously, as I've said a million times, when the United States sneezes, the world catches a cold. So because the United States has stuck its fingers inside of absolutely everything, it's when the United States, so when the United States falters, everywhere else falters with them. And is this a move because of the instability? Is this where Canada has to decouple? I don't know. But I can tell you this. Check this shit. So Brookfield was the company that Mark Carney was and allegedly is still a part of. Started the where are we? Year to date. What happened in like April? And what happened in April?
April Fool's Day?
Isn't that when Mark Carney became prime minister?
Oh, right.
Isn't it? I'm just double checking. It was April, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Let's see. I thought it was April. Or am I high? March 14th, 2025.
Oh, okay. March, close enough.
Boy.
Oh, well, there you go.
So he became prime minister right here, fell, maybe because he had to move some of his stock. And then it's been nice 20% return. Nice 20%.
That went up significantly.
Good for you, Mark Carney. My stocks are doing better, but you know what? Who's counting? But so this is where we see is Mark Carney as our prime minister tanking Canada to benefit the United States? Is he actually helping Canadians? Because I don't see all the talk that I hear coming from the Liberals. I don't see it. I don't see where Canadians aren't struggling. I don't see where Canada is positioned and becoming stronger. I don't see it. What I do see is, even though Canada's GDP go up, more and more people are getting poor. Obviously, there's a disconnect here.
There definitely is somewhere. 100%.
So, with Canada not willing to push on these trade talks and say, hey, we got to get something done here. Our people are suffering. But because our government is so removed from having to line up at food banks, having to have disconnection notices sent to their house, having the power shut off, unsure of where they're going to work, live, or where their children are going to work, live, or just get a nutritious meal outside of government saying, here's a rotten apple and a granola bar, go screw yourself. They don't see the harm that's actually being done. Well, we need to stand firm and Canada's in a better position. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I care about the people that are lined up at food banks and saying, I used to be able to afford it, now I can't. And they don't know why. Like, they literally don't know why, because they're so embroiled with just the monotony of having to deal with the day to day. Where's supper going to come from? Where am I going to find money for rent? How am I going to take care of my kids? How am I going to do these things? And it feels like, as I said last time, it feels like we're in like a tube that's filling up with water, and it's like the water's filling faster than people are able to climb the ladder. That's what it feels like.
That shit gave me anxiety just mentally picturing that. I don't like it.
But that's how I see it. Why
Well,
are
and
so many of the poorest people within Canada having to use it? And why is that number growing? Why are we seeing an absolute gutting of the middle class? Why are billionaires and businesses leaving? Why are the people with the means to leave Canada are leaving Canada? Why do we have a brain drain? I have hundreds of questions as to why, and all they say is, nah, everything's good. You guys are just dumb. You're just dumb.
You don't say.
I mean, I might be a little dumb, but I know when 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3 would make more sense, I feel, in that statement. Doesn't equal 2. It does equal 2.
No, I
Are
like
you
your analogy. Your analogy is better. I like that. Yeah, I think I know when 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3. I like it. I like that analogy. Good one.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or
No, I'm
serious.
dead serious. No, because I was thinking like I might be dumb, but when I look at the numbers, 1 + 1 equals 2. But you know that no, I like your analogy. 1 + 1 equals 3. I like that.
All right then. But that's a big frustrating thing, because the thing is, like, I know from year to year my money is going up. Like, I'm getting a raise at work, so to speak, or increments, whatever you want to call that. So I know my money's going up. So
But
why
it
am I
doesn't feel
having a
like it.
harder no, I'm actually having a harder time affording things now than I was able to many years ago. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's just, that's exactly it. Is I feel that there's a big disconnect somewhere, and it needs to get fixed, because it's not right.
Canada facing a recession. Let's see. Let's see what Brave has to say. So this is just an AI response. So take it as you will. The Canadian economy is facing significant challenges that suggest it may already be in a recession or on the brink of one. We talked about on Saturday that Canada's unemployment and by I think all other factors, inflation, we are at the worst time since the Great Depression, since the 1930s.
Did you say worse then, or at around the same?
Or around the same.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like, so we're on the precipice of this. So it says multiple forecasts and economic indicators point to a downturn, with some sources indicating that the country could be in a technical recession, defined as 2 consecutive quarters of declining real GDP. A Crown Corporation has forecasted that the Canadian economy will officially fall into a recession in 2025. Well, it feels like it. Like, am I the only one out there that it feels like it?
Not
Right?
according to me. I mean, I feel it, but I feel like you already know that.
So this aligns with earlier predictions from Deloitte Canada, which has projected a recession beginning in the second quarter of 2025. Well, okay, that I don't know. Did it? Second quarter? Second quarter, January, February, March, April, May, June. June? Did June? This whole year has felt like it. It felt like since COVID, nothing has really bounced back. And it seemed like
Yeah.
that's where, with the proverbial water in the tube, it seemed like someone opened up the spigot and just hasn't shut it off. They just
Yeah.
they literally just smashed the spigot off and went, well, we'll see what happens. The economy contracting in both the second and third quarter, and unemployment rate rising to 7.3. I think we're at 6.9. So we're seeing more people, and this is a bigger issue that I think people aren't really grasping, and conservatives, I think you guys need to wake the F up. People keep talking about like our replacement and Gen Alpha in Canada, like our kids' age that is just coming into the workforce, there's significantly less. Like it is a magnitude less.
Isn't that Gen Z?
I can't remember. Whatever they are.
Our
Gen
kids are
Z
Gen
into
Z.
Gen Alpha. Let's see. Gen Z population. Oh, in Canada. Let's see. How
Does
many?
it tell you the years? What Gen Z is?
1997. Gen Z defined as individuals born between 1997 and 2012, with an estimated population of approximately 2 billion. But I said within Canada. We don't.
Yeah.
This generation is slightly larger than millennials, whose numbers are around 1.7 billion. Oh, okay.
God.
Now it just updated. As of 2021 census, Gen Z defined as individuals ages 9 to 24, as the numbers, numbered 6.7 million Canadians, representing 17.6 of the total population. 17.6% of the population. This generation experienced a 6.4% increase in population, making the second fastest growing generation after Gen Alpha. So 6.7. That doesn't even meet like replacement. Like millennials aren't having enough kids even just to replace ourselves. So if they make up 17% of the population, everything after that.
Well, hold on. You said that Gen Z is bigger, like there were more people in Gen Z than Gen Alpha?
No, that was, it was looking globally. Globally is about 2 billion. But in Canada, it's 6.7 million. The generation experienced a 6.4% increase in population, making it the second fastest growing generation after Gen Alpha. So then what the hell's Gen Alpha? Is that after Gen Z?
Yes. Gen Alpha is 2010 to 2024. No, 2013 to 2025.
So
I'm
according to
looking at
Stats
Canada's.
Canada, I said Gen, what the fuck? I literally said Gen Alpha. Maybe I'll put Gen Alpha because it's saying
Yes.
Gen X. But just give me the raw numbers. Gen Alpha, 3.2 million. 3.2. Globally,
And
2.2
it was
billion.
6 point something
6 point
in Canada. Well, yeah, it's showing that the
6.7.
millennials have had more kids and Gen Z isn't having. I mean,
Yeah, Gen Z is having less.
yeah. Do you honestly? There's so many of them that are literally chopping bits off and permanently sterilizing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Let's see Canada's replacement rate.
Replacement? What does that even mean?
Like, are we replacing our own population? We are 1.26. The lowest ever recorded. We are literally killing our own country. We literally can't even replace our own culture.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's
So
scary.
6.7 for Gen Alpha. What did I say? 2. Son of a beeswax.
I think it was 6 point whatever for Gen Z, and I think you said 2 or 3 point something for Gen Alpha.
Yeah. So, okay. So, well, ultimately, Canada is facing a population collapse. This is why we are importing 400,000 people a year. This is why we continue to increase. But like I said, we are facing a recession, assuming we're not already in one. You know, I'm sure they cooked the numbers, they cooked the books definitely during COVID, where they were saying, look, we're not in a recession. We just changed what the definition of a recession was. So,
Right?
so we're technically not in a recession because we just changed it. And what they were doing was that they were subbing out, because normally the consumer price index, which tracks inflation, they swapped out smaller and cheaper items. They changed what went into the basket. So that'd be like me comparing this pen to this one that has no pen in it. Like, that's basically what they did. It's like, well, yeah, we're not comparing the same thing anymore. What you have here is a tube of plastic. This is a pen.
No.
That's
No.
that's
This
basically what
is
they
a
did.
knife.
Oh, this is a knife.
I can't find it. No. It got a nail file.
Oh, I thought that was a tampon.
Ew. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No. Ew. This isn't. Never mind. I'm gonna stop right now.
You know, but so when we look at all these metrics, when people just you feel like my money's not going as far as it has. Why does everything feel so difficult? And they go, look at Canada. Canada. Apparently, I
Why
just
do you
went
said
retarded.
that? Right? I was like, were you having a stroke?
I was trying to say
Canada.
Canadians and Canada at the same time, and I turned into Krista Freeland.
Canada.
But don't believe your lying eyes. You know, it's not. No, Canada isn't hurting. You're just making it up. You just don't understand. You're too fucking dumb. You're just too dumb.
No,
Even though
my
your
mom
children
thinks I'm
can't
smart.
find job, even though your children can't find a job, you're struggling to find work. Businesses are shutting down. Businesses are leaving. The smart people that can and will have left. So, is it really, are you really just dumb? Or is the government just lying?
I wonder.
Young people unemployment is at nearly 15%.
You know, there's that whole thing. Well, okay, I'm catching you're stupid. The whole thing in the the United States with the whole SNAP benefits and stuff like that. And triggered. But you know how people are having such a fit right now about having to work 80 hours in a month. In a month, that's 20 hours a week. That is considered casual, not even part-time. And people are having a fit about that. Like, and it literally hurts my brain.
Does it hurt your brain, or do they just see that this is all just bull crap? This is just bull dookie. What's the point? Why? Why even try? I look at my parents, I see how they're struggling. I'm trying to get into the workforce, and the government said, how about you just sit down? We have, you know, every Singh and Brar and Sidhu coming here to replace you. Just sit the fuck down. Okay? We don't want you. That's what they're doing. And they're going, what's the point? Why even bother? I go to school. I go get a job. I try to get a job. I get an education. I get a post-secondary education. I do all the things that government asked me to do. I tried to be a good little worker bee. And the government said, yeah, don't just go sit down. We found your replacement and they do it for 20% cheaper. Go sit down. So when government comes and says, look, I know everything's hard, everything's falling apart, but we will pay you a living wage. We will just give you money, not backed by anything because you're not producing anything. We'll just give you money so that you can live. And so when people are struggling, they'll say, please, I don't want my children to starve. The king will force you to kneel and kiss the ring and say, look, wasn't that hard, was it? You just had to give up everything. It's not that bad. But now you owe me. Now you swear fealty to me, not to Canada, not to your children, not to your family, not to your cult or community, not to your neighbors. You swear fealty to me, the king. That's what Carney's doing. That's what our government is doing. And if you think that what did they do during the Freedom Convoy? They froze people's bank accounts because they dared to speak up against the government. What happens when you're not following the rules and not necessarily breaking the law? You know what? You used too many carbon credits today. Sorry, little Jimmy and Susie, they can't go play hockey today. They can't go to baseball practice. Oh, you wanted to take them to ballet. Shouldn't have used those carbon credits to go get ice cream for them. Shouldn't have done it. Now, you're not allowed. You have exceeded your limits. You need to stay home. Your car stops working. Oops. Should have thought of that before you got your ice cream. Should have thought of that. Now, think of how dystopian that is, and then give that same power where they get to decide when and if you get your money. The money that you are now owed. Just like a paycheck from your boss. You did the work. They said, well, I'll pay you, but your credit cards don't work. Your debit card doesn't work because we had to freeze it. You weren't being good. Hello, everyone over on X. I see you guys. How dare you, Wogpog, you son of a bitch.
What?
You offended me. Sorry. But yes.
Hey, JT.
Yeah. So I don't have a lot of I can't throw a lot of shade at the next generation and the ones coming up trying to get into the workforce where they literally have taken your job and replaced you and said, just sit down. You're useless. You cost us $60,000 a year. You cost too much.
Yeah.
How about maid? How about you go get lined up for maid?
God.
Like this. Sorry, I didn't need to do that. But
relax. Jesus.
I'm getting all hypey. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew and vape juice. Yeah, so I honestly, it feels like we're already within a recession, and I don't see it getting better. I could show you job listings. So for anyone that doesn't know, I own a trucking company. There is literally zero work in Manitoba. Zero. Not like, oh, there's some. Zero. In fact, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic. There's 11, but 3 of them are to drive like a minivan delivering parcels or some crap like that. And the other ones, literally, you lose money. Don't. I literally muted you. Literally.
You didn't.
Oh, I shut off the Wi-Fi.
Lies. I am shocked and appalled, sir. Professionalism here. Ugh.
Gay!
10 lashings at sundown.
Tongue lashings?
10 lashings at sundown.
That's not hot at all. Speaking of hot, check this out. This is from the Post Millennial. Woman at Ottawa's farmers rally said police tried to intimidate her with photo ahead of event. Debbie Cameron, who joined other protesters at a rally for farmers Saturday in Ottawa, we talked about. Hopefully a lot of people were there. I didn't see much footage, but mind you, I've been very, very busy over the past 2 days. So told the Post Millennial that in Ontario, provincial police officer tried to intimidate her with a bizarre text message that left her speechless. Farmers and their supporters came out by the thousands, perhaps tens of thousands, to 26 locations across Canada and cities like Vancouver and Toronto, as well as the capital in Ottawa and smaller communities like Courtenay, BC. I know it's Courtenay, but shut up. Get rid of the E, just Courtenay. And Enfield, a big stop in Nova Scotia. The farmers' protest in Canada was provoked by the lingering outrage over the killing of hundreds of ostriches by the CFIA on November 5th and 6th in Edgewood, BC, which we talked about. Some of the birds had contracted avian flu almost a year ago, blah, blah, blah. Many protesters carry sign that read, "Call the CFIA," as momentum continues to build to hold the federal government agency to account for its increasingly ravenous behavior.
So they
The
want to murder the CFIA. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Bad. The rally also inspired by the continuing resistance and eloquence of farm spokeswoman Katie Pasitny, Jesus, who has vowed that the ostriches have not died in vain, but will be a symbol of how supporters say the Liberal government of Prime Minister Carney, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Debbie Cameron felt threatened by the OPP. I live in Cornwall. I posted on Facebook that I will be coming to Parliament Hill on November 22nd for the farmers' protest. And I got a phone call on Wednesday. I guess that would be the 20th. And from an OPP liaison saying they wanted to know what my plans were, wanting to make sure I was safe. And I didn't answer the phone, just let him leave a message. And then he texted me saying the same thing over wanting to make sure I was safe and that I was organizing something. I'm not organizing anything. I was strictly coming to Ottawa with fellow Canadians, and then he texted me with this picture. I don't know what it is. Men dressed with makeup on, carrying machetes in the forest, and I felt very intimidated by it, and I blocked him, not knowing what else to do. Well, I guess David Creighton.
My name's Debbie Cameron. I live in City with I don't know what it is. Men dressed with makeup on, carrying machetes in the forest, and I felt very intimidated by it, and I blocked them, not knowing what else to do.
Is that
right.
Gorgoroth?
What? Gorgoroth?
Did they send him a picture of Gorgoroth?
The heck is Gorgoroth?
Gorgoroth. It is oh, son of a bitch. Just give me an image of Gorgoroth.
Oh.
Of course. It's giving me all like like
Oh, okay.
I know it's from Lord of the Rings, okay? I know that, but I'm just trying to
Oh. yeah, no, I see. Okay. I could see how you would think that. Yeah.
like immediate as soon as I seen that.
Right? Maybe. Gorgoroth with machetes, maybe.
But like, why would a police liaison post that? So, okay. This is where, anytime you try to give, like, fuck, OPP, you guys make this really hard to try and, like, trust in our system. we saw the same thing going on during the Freedom Convoy, these veiled threats, these veiled types of intimidation. Jeremy McKenzie leaking the police signal chat. He was able
Oh
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
in there,
Mhm.
and you've seen the absolute disdain. And why, like, that is the basic question. Why would a police officer acquire someone's number to make a veil? Like, are you guys gonna go in the forest and start attacking people?
Right?
Like,
Yeah,
I,
that it seemed I mean, I could understand the feeling threatened and really put off by a response like that, 100%. Like, it'd be
yeah,
one thing if it was like a bunch of clowns standing around and they're trying to make a statement that y'all are clowns.
but that's
But
but that's the
then
police. That's the
no,
government.
I know. But what I'm saying is like if anybody did that, okay? But once you have these so-called clowny looking things with weapons in their hand, ugh, like that's scary. Either way, bad. Like especially for like the police doing that. That's kind of messed up.
It really calls into question their ability to actually police. Like, again, I think I can only assume that there is a level of, whether it's from high up in command, is saying, hey, this if you have any opportunity to try and dissuade people from actually protesting or doing a thing, do it. So it would seem really weird, really, really unprofessional that a police officer would actually approach someone and say, "Oh, are you guys going to do this?" Like, I I understand having to use the whataboutism. I don't like having to always use the hypocrisy thing because the left doesn't care about hypocrisy. They care about winning. That's it. Vosh said flat out, I will lie, cheat, and steal. I'm here to win. I'm not here. I'm fighting for socialism. I'm here to win. I'm not here to lose. I'm not a loser. So I'm going to do whatever I can to win. This is what the right is up against. And for the OPP to feel that they are able to start dictating how and where people can protest. We go to Ottawa to protest the seat of Canadian power. That is the seat of power. That's Ottawa.
Yeah, as Washington is for president.
Yeah, Maryland, DC is where the seat of power for the United States is. So that's where, if people are going to protest the federal government, that is where they go. But I don't like seeing this type of stuff. I don't like seeing that the police is so brazen and just doesn't give a shit with this type of stuff. Even just the optics of this. Even if it was you know what? We're trying to coordinate because there's 30 other organizations that are coming down and we're just trying to work with you guys. But to the point that she had to block his number because he just kept texting this weird crap.
Yeah, that's weird. Did he kept going or he just did the one picture and she texted him? I mean, and blocked him.
Tried phoning, he was phoning. Like, why would you be phoning this person anyways?
That's scary. That's right. You did say that.
Yeah.
That they were trying to phone, then they blocked it. No. That wasn't the same thing. Am I
Phoned,
conflating things?
didn't answer the call,
Then
and then
texted.
yes. So she
Uh,
said, I didn't answer the phone. I just left him a message. And then he texted me saying the same thing over, wanting to make sure I was safe and that I was organizing something. And she said, I'm not organizing anything. I was strictly coming to Ottawa with fellow Canadians. And then he texted me with this picture. The picture of like a death metal band in the forest. People of all ages come to the rally. Kelly Crawford said she came to protest after seeing media reports about the culling of the ostriches earlier this month. I actually came in here after watching what happened. I found it absolutely devastating watching the overreach of our government. And no, I decided to come out here and show my support, and hopefully others younger my age will get their butts out here and do the same, because we need this. 100% agree. 100% agree. I have no more to add to that. She said, I think it's very important. I think it can be discouraging to come to a protest and not many people are able to come, but it's still really important. It really helps. I can't give much of the details right now, but my headphones are dying. But there's a whole bunch of things happening behind the scenes at a senior level, working with key politician, industry people, and all to fix this debacle. Good. The police are supposed to be there to ensure that people's rights are being protected, that people are able to protest and do whatever they have to, without interference. Except it's the police themselves that have been the interferers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. And it's, yes, you're seeing more and more of these things coming to light as to the behaviors of them. Whether, like, for me personally, I think that first time I seen it would have been through COVID, after they brought in the horses and were trampling people. And then you had those the RCMP officers that were literally laughing about it in their chat. And then you have those other couple cops that were destroying that tractor and videotaping it. Like it's things like that. It's just so gross.
What was the name of that old man? I'm blanking on his name at the moment, but he was sitting there just honked, and the police,
God,
had to rough him up because old man honking horn is a real big fucking priority for these little bootlickers.
Yeah, so
I don't want to start going off on on whatchamacallit, on police, but you guys make it real hard not to.
Sometimes,
but this is what the police are. They're government sponsored bootlickers. They actually don't stop crime. They're not actually there to actually protect people. They're not stopping any type of corruption. They're not doing any of that. They are the ones, they just sit there and, as they've always done, lick the boot of the government, and they like how it tastes. That's all they've ever done. So
gross.
No, I'm not surprised that this is how they decide to act, and honestly, the police are no friend of yours. So, all right, let's. I guess we could wrap it up there. Yeah.
Just sit in awkward silence for a minute. Oh, hold on. Really? We clicked at the same time again? Okay.
The best police, like politicians, don't actually want to be 100%. They left during COVID. All of them, all the good ones got pushed out. Police like stand on guard for the has now a massive organization. Yeah, they left. All of them left. They said, screw this. It's not worth it. Now they got the ones that will lick the boot of the government. So, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you to everybody who took the time out of your day to come sit with us and listen to the craziness going on in the world today. Again, please share, like, subscribe. It helps us out a lot, and it makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside. We are live every Monday, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central, and every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central, live on Rumble, X, and YouTube. You can also check us out in all the other places listed in the description box below. Otherwise, we'll catch you guys again on Wednesday. Oh, hump day. Yeah,
guys on Rumble, you're going over to Rob Knorr. Have fun.
Good night, guys. We out.